Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children, I am happy to welcome you all for our online teaching academy, Ekalaiva. For the class 11, subject Biobotany, we are discussing the chapter Vegetative Morphology. Today, we are going to see shoot system. While talking about the shoot system, we have to know about plumule. What is plumule? Plumule is nothing but a small outgrowth. It is a structure which arises from the epicocyle. See the picture here, children. This is a seed. When it germinates in the soil, what will happen? This part is said to be the plumule, a small outgrowth which arises from the epicocyle. What is epicocyle? A structure where arises on the cotyledon. This is said to be the cotyledon. From the cotyledon, epicocyle will arise. From the epicocyle, plumule will arise. This plumule gives rise to shoot system. Can you understand? See the picture here. When the seed is germinated in the soil, two important structures will arise. I said one is the radicle and another one is the plumule. The radicle gives rise to root system. The plumule gives rise to shoot system. Okay. So, from the seed, the epicocyle will arise. Epicocyle is nothing but a small structure or outgrowth from the cotyledon. This is the cotyledon. Okay. So, from the epicocyle, the plumule will arise. So, the plumule of the embryo of a germinating seed grows into a stem. So, plumule gives rise to the stem. The epicocyle elongates. See the picture here. The epicocyle elongates after embryo growth into the axis, that is into the stem, that bears leaves from its tip, which contains the actively dividing cells. That actively dividing cells is nothing but meristematic cells, and this meristem is said to be apical meristem. Apical meristem gives rise to the elongation of shoot system, elongation of stem. It always present at the tip of the root as well as the tip of the shoot. Then it is said to be the apical meristem. If the meristematic cells or meristematic tissue which present at the tip of the shoot is said to be apical meristem. Here the dividing cells of the shoot called apical meristem. See here the dividing cells present in the shoot, it is said to be the apical meristem. Further cell divisions and growth results in the formation of mass of tissue called leaf perimordium. Leaf perimordium. Perimordium is nothing but the young stage or early stage. The spelling mistake here. Early stage. The point from which the leaf arises is called node. See the picture here. This is called node. This is called node. The point which the leaves arise, the point which the branch arise is called node. The gap between the two adjacent nodes is said to be internode. The space between the two adjacent nodes. See the picture here. This is one node and this is another node. In plant, so many nodes are there. In stem, so many nodes are there. The gap between the two adjacent nodes is said to be internodes. Can you understand the concept, children? The gap between, the space between the two adjacent nodes is said to be internodes. Then characteristic features of the stem. The stem is usually aerial portion of the plant. So it goes towards the sunlight. It is positive phototropism. What is the meaning of phototropism? What is the meaning of tropism, children? Tropism is nothing but movement. The plant part move towards the sunlight is said to be phototropism. Okay, so which part is positive phototropism? Shoot only moves towards the sunlight, then it is said to be the positive phototropism. So stem is usually aerial portion of the plant. It is positive phototropic. It is goes towards the sunlight. It moves towards the sunlight. Okay, and it is negative to geotropism. Geotropic is nothing but the gravitational force of the earth. So shoot will not goes downwards. It always move upwards. It is positive phototropic. Then it has nodes and internodes. See the picture here. In the plant, so many nodes are there. The space between the two adjacent nodes is said to be internodes. Okay, the gap between the two adjacent nodes. Then stem bears vegetative bud as well as the floral bud. The vegetative bud give rise to vegetative growth of the plant. The plant grows towards the sunlight, it moves upward, and then the stem also having the floral buds. The floral buds give rise to the floral buds give rise to flowers, fruits, etc. Okay. Then the young stem is green in color. See the picture here, children. What color it is? It is green colored stem. The young stem is green in color and it carries photosynthesis. You know very well photosynthesis is an important mechanism, takes place in all green plants. Okay. So during reproductive growth, the stem bears fruits and flowers, and then branches always arise exogenously. That means it present outside the plant. Okay. Some stems bears multicellular hairs. Different types of cellular hairs are present at different kinds. Then functions of the stem. It has two important functions, children. One is primary function and another one is secondary function. Primary function, what is the meaning of primary? Primary is nothing but very important function, right? So the first one is it provide mechanical support, and then it also gives support as well as it bears leaves, flowers and fruits. It transport water and minerals from the other parts of the plant, from the root. So stem transport the water from the root to all parts of the plant body, as well as it also transport food prepared by the leaves by the process of photosynthesis. So stem also transport the food materials to all parts of the plant body. So it plays an important role in the transportation. Then secondary functions. Stem involved in food storage. Example, Solanum tuberosum. What is Solanum tuberosum? Potato plant. And then Zingiber officinalis, ginger plant, ginger. And then stem involved in reproduction. Example, Zingiber officinalis. Third one, it involved in water storage. Example, Opuntia. It involved in buoyancy. Example, Neptunia. That means touch me not plant. And then it involved in photosynthesis. Stems involved in photosynthesis. Example, Opuntia, Euphorbia. Then it involved in protection. Example is citrus. So all these are the secondary functions of the stem. Then types of stem. There are 4 different types of stem, children. The first one is excurrent. Second one is excurrent. Second one is decurrent. Third one is caudex. Fourth one is clum. Once again I am repeating the same. 4 different types of stem. One is excurrent. Second one is decurrent. Third one is caudex. And fourth one is clum. So majority of angiosperms. What is angiosperm, children? All flowering plants are called as angiosperms. Majority of angiosperm possesses upright, vertically growing, erect stem. All the stem of angiosperms grows towards the sunlight. All are erect. Erect means straight. Okay. So there are 4 different types of stem. I said no. First one is excurrent. Second one is decurrent. Third one is caudex. And fourth one is clum. First we will see the excurrent. See the picture here, children. Guess what type of plant it is. Have you seen this plant in your school? It is seen in our school also. What type of plant it is? In colloquial name, common name, it is called as Ashoka tree. Can you see this? See how broad that stem have. See, excurrent. The main axis is nothing but stem. Grows continuously. It grows and the lateral branches becoming shorter. See the picture here. The main axis, the main stem grows continuously. The lateral branches shut down. It gradually comes down. Gradually became very short towards the apex. So when it is in the bottom place, it is very broad. When it goes towards upward to the apex, it is very shorter. It looks like a cone. Okay, that type of stem is said to be excurrent. Example is Polyalthia longifolia. Polyalthia longifolia means Ashoka tree. Second one is decurrent. It is very familiar tree. All you know very well what type of tree it is. It is mango tree. See the picture here. There is a main stem and the lateral branches also grows when compared with the main stem. See, the growth of the lateral branches is more vigorous. The lateral branches also grows very vigorously than the main stem. The trees are rounded. It is spherical in shape, spreading appearance. It is round appearance. Example is Magnifera indica. Magnifera indica is nothing but mango tree. Second one is Tamarindus indicus. Tamarindus indicus is nothing but tamarind tree. Okay. Next we move on to third one, caudex. It is an unbranched. See the picture. There is no branch at all. Unbranched, shout, cylindrical stem marked with scars of fallen leaves. So many scars are present here. Fallen leaves, scars. Example is Caucus nuciferae. Caucus nuciferae is nothing but coconut tree. See the stem here. There is no branch at all. It is shout, erect, cylindrical stem. Clear, children? Then clum. The erect stem with distinct nodes. The nodes are very distinct. It is very clearly seen. Distinct nodes, usually halo having internodes. Usually halo internodes. This is halo internodes. The gap between the two nodes. Clasped by leaf sheath. This is a leaf sheath. Majority of grasses including bamboo. See the picture of bamboo. This type is said to be the clum. The stem is clum. Thank you, children. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button. You will receive the latest updates. Thank you.